Hi guys, welcome back. This is take 3 of this camera live stream. Yeah, what can I say? Frustrating, a little bit over it, but hopefully I can put it to bed after this one. The last two, after the playback, even after processing, the audio was like the bloody chipmunks, you know. Who knows why? Anyway, I've done a couple of tests and I just did one before for over half an hour and the audio was fine. Not on nothing particular, just pottering around here and just talking some crap. I'll delete that shortly. But anyway, yeah, I've got to get my mind focused again on what I was talking about last night and before and again now. It's about the Yi Lite camera, well, all 3 of them actually, but what possessed me to do a video about this and noise was this camera, the audio seems to be pretty damn good. It's just, even in the wind, because you can see I've got that little muff on the top, but in the car it is just absolutely terrible. I don't know, my voices are all breaking up and I don't know why. Other cameras have been okay, the phone and the Canon over there. But anyway, that's what I did a test yesterday with all 3 of these devices and the phone here. I'll give you a rundown in a minute. I did the lawns yesterday and the mower was running, so I had it going at high speed and I got up close with all the cameras and just to do a test video, and that's in the description. Also the link to the video of where the bad sound is, which I uploaded a couple of videos ago, and yeah, you can have a listen to that. So anyway, we'll start. So you're probably best off watching this. Originally this was going to be up before the noise comparison video, but it'll be the one before this, same thumbnail, but it's in this order anyway. First thing is this Samsung J2 Pro. It's just a budget smartphone. I mean, you can get really good Samsung ones, I guess, but you know, I can speak to people, I can search the internet, and I can watch, you know, do social media and watch videos. That's most important, and that's all I need. The only thing as far as the video goes, I mean, it takes good photos, and the video and sound is pretty good quality, but it doesn't have image stabilization. You know, some review said it does, but I'm sure it doesn't. In the settings, there's no option for sport mode, you know, night mode and all that stuff. So anyway, it doesn't have it, but you know, you've got it with you, haven't you, 90% of the time, 99% of the time. So it's handy if you want to just film something. I mean, I don't know, I've got a tripod adapter for it, so I could probably put it in a mini tripod, you know, so you're just walking around with it on top like this. I could try that. That might take out some of the shaking that you get. And the shaking you're seeing now is my arm on the table, you know. So I could try that, you know. So anyway, yeah, that's the first one you'll hear in the other video. Right, now back onto the Yi Lite. It's the second one. It's a complicated little machine. I mean, it seems to do a reasonable job for what it is, except for the audio in the car. And it does have image stabilization control. All devices have their own name for it. But I find if I have that on in the car, like I've got when I do a dash cam, I've got the a suction mounted thing up there, and I hang via the tripod adapter there. I hang it upside down and just film like that. And if you've got that image stabilizer on, when you're watching it back, it's sort of like it doesn't know what to do for some reason. So I find it better to have it off when you're using it as a dash cam, right? But for some reason, I always thought the sound was a little bit funny, even, you know, because it's a lot further away from me when I'm dash camming, whereas in this video, I didn't want you to come on, but turn it off. When I did that video the other day, I just had it on the mini tripod, holding it in my left hand while I was driving down this gravel road. And maybe, I don't know, it was because it was close to me, or the noise, the audio, my voice was just terrible, breaking up and carrying on. And so anyway, I bought it on Amazon under 12 months ago. So it's technically, it should still be in warranty. I mean, I just can't understand why it wouldn't record in a bloody car. I mean, you know, maybe something's interfering with it. But why wouldn't it interfere with the other devices, you know? And this car I've got now is a hell of a lot quieter than the old Falcon I had before. I reckon it's twice as quiet. You know, you nearly fall asleep going down the highway. But I never had any problem using the phone or the Canon in that Falcon, you know, as far as audio issues. Anyway, and I also, I bought it on Amazon, sent the seller a message yesterday, and according to Amazon, they got 3 days to respond. Let's see what they've got to say, you know. And I sent a message to Yi Technologies in China or wherever they are, and they, of course, come back with the textbook response saying, you know, set the settings to default. But the only audio setting there is on it is, for microphone, is mute, medium, and high. That's it. You know, there's no, no option to sort of counteract any spikes or, you know, loud spikes in audio that might, do something to the audio system in it. But anyway, I spoke to someone in the know yesterday, and he said that, you know, they're probably a better value camera than what the YouTube GoPro is. But the thing is, everybody seems to use GoPros on YouTube, and now I probably know why. You know, he said they've probably got slightly better quality video, and they probably don't have this audio issue that I'm having right now. But, you know, last time I checked the GoPro, well, you know, when I bought this, I think it was August last year, I think the GoPro was over $500, and this with batteries and SD cards and stuff was about 200, I think, delivered. Now you can get it for 90. But it just doesn't make sense. Yeah, like I say, I was really hoping in the other video, I was hoping the audio would have failed on this with the like it was in the car, because the lawnmower is a hell of a lot noisier than the car. But it didn't. You know, you'll see that in the other video when you watch it. So I don't know. And the only thing is, I'm not that flush at the moment, so I could spend $50 and get an external mic and an adapter to go from the Type-C connection here is where you charge it as well. And it's a Type-C, which means it should be able to accept audio as well. So I'll have to go from this Type-C to get an adapter to a 3.5mm audio jack into a little microphone, you know. So anyway, well, I'll go, because I've reset it to default, I'll go down that same road, you know, in the next couple of days when I take the dog down for a run. And if it still does it, I'll come back, then I'll reply to Yi and see what they say, you know, and see what this Amazon mob are going to do about it. I mean, look, if it's just a crap audio set up in these little things, all they're going to do is send me another one out and it'll do the same damn thing. So, you know, I probably should have bought a GoPro straight up. And another thing with that Yi Lite, okay, I'll save myself a lot of money, but there's no like real stockists in Australia. And, you know, this Yi International Australia on Amazon, I mean, it's not like eBay. You can't get hold of them as easy. They hide behind the Amazon front, you know. You know, they're probably in China, except they just like to have a connection with Australia. Surprise, surprise. But yeah, with a GoPro, you can go any shop in the country and you can get accessories, and if there's any issues with it. Okay, well, that's about it for that. And the third one is this Canon. This is the oldest one out of the lot. It's a SX51HS PowerShot. I don't know why I find that hard to get out, but it's probably, I've had it probably about 7 years, at a guess. And it was probably getting a bit old when I bought it. You know, of course, I got it pretty cheap. So it was, you know, but anyway, compared to the Yi Lite, well, the phone's got a bit of zoom, but it's not that good. As far as zooming and quality, this thing kills the other two easily. I mean, the Yi Lite is worse than your eyes. I mean, the Yi Lite is, or action cameras. Don't know about GoPro. They, I mean, I know someone on YouTube that uses I think he's on a GoPro 8 Series Black or whatever they call it, and the shots he gets out of it is amazing. He can't zoom in, but seems to be better than what I get out of this Yi. Although the guy did say the video is better, so you know, maybe there's something in it. But that's all he uses, you know, as far as I know. You know, that's all he uses. So. But anyway, with this, I actually had this set up on a mount on the passenger side of the, obviously the passenger seat, on a tripod with the, you know, the tripod mount. And I used to do dash cams like that. But one thing, you know, it doesn't matter what you buy in life. It doesn't matter how much research you do. There's always something that's going to bring you undone. And with this one is, it only, I forget how many minutes it records for, but it might be, it's odd from memory. It's not 10 or 20, it's like 7 or 17. But anyway, when it gets to that point, it just stops. That's it, you know, it won't keep going, restart or anything, it just stops. But as the guy said yesterday, he said that's an older technology. And this one, he said, basically when you're recording or filming, it uses the buffer, and when it gets to 17 minutes, it's full, then it dumps it into the SD card, you know. Whereas the little Yi Lite, which annoys me a bit, but I got used to it now, it only records for 9 minutes and then stops and then it keeps recording. I don't know how that actually works. I don't think it actually stops, but it stops the file and makes a new file. So if you record for 18 minutes, you've got 2 files, but you know, which is a bit stupid if you're if you know, not everyone's into editing and all that crap, you know. Neither am I, to be honest with you, but I'm working on it. I just do it. I get frustrated easily, so I just, when things don't work out the way you want them to. But yeah, like in the old days when I had the Video 8 camera, I still got it here, but it chewed a tape last time I tried to play one of our trips out bush years ago. But at least with that, you push you know, start, stop, and it just keeps adding it to the tape. So it's a ready-made edited file, basically. So when you watch it, it's just goes. Whereas all these modern things, they will save them in individual frames, you know. So you have to, if you want to do it like that, you got to click on each individual one all the damn time. But anyway, this one, the Canon for zooming it's got, well, it's good in my book. It's a pretty good zoom, you know. And all these cameras, I've got a pretty budget, you know what I mean. Like if I was making a bit of money out of this, yeah, I'd get some better gear, you know. And goes with the reason, doesn't it? But you know, I may as well use what I've got. This thing has done very little work. You know, it's got Wi-Fi. I wouldn't know how to set that up now, but I used to be able to. I had a boat for a while, a charter boat, and I used to be able to take, you know, photos of nature and transfer that to the phone and straight onto Facebook, sort of thing. You know. So, but yes, that is the cameras. And like I say, I'd love to hear some comments. You know, all streams, we've only been going for 16 minutes. All the others went for 25 or something, but I haven't finished quite yet. Lost my train of thought, so I'll go to some notes I've got here and make sure that I've mentioned everything. Now, basically, I just want to mention my channel is outdoors, but you know, it's anything really. It's about the journey. I mean, I follow similar channels though. There are guys that do camping and stuff, for argument's sake, and that's all they do is camping. You know, they don't tell you about problems with cameras or, you know, anything like that, or you know, problems that they have. They can't find somewhere to camp, or you know, all the stuff that goes on behind the scenes. Where I sort of, there's not much I don't tell you. Let me tell you. You know, pretty much everything's out there except for where I live. You know, so it's just part of following the journey. But I'm pretty active on here at the moment, but I'm sure that'll wear off a bit as time goes. You know, one a week would be ample, I think. But yeah, I just do whatever I feel at the time. Yeah. All right. Well, that's probably where I'm going to leave it. I think I just I probably missed some stuff that I haven't done on other videos. I feel like I've been waffling for quite a while, but it's only 18 minutes. But I hope this one works. Like I said at the start, if it goes bad again with the bad audio, chipmunk audio, I don't know. I'll probably just bin it. It was just easier to do it on the live stream, so I could show all three. And I suppose I could do it, you know, just as a video, but I'll just have to swap the cameras around. Anyway, let's hope. I'll give you an update in a week or so about the cameras. See what happens with the Yi Lite. See if they're going to replace it or anything like that. I suppose about what I could say about the Yi Lite, that I'm not real big with sets. I'm not real big with settings. Let's start on the Canon just for settings. You know, it's got your little knob here. I just leave it on the auto. I mean, I think you could probably get a instruction manual online for it, but most of the stuff I've got no idea what it means. I just leave it on auto, and you know, I know how the basic stuff, turn the flash on or off, or you know, auto, or all that sort of stuff. And the Yi's got a, like I was talking about, the stabilization device. Not good for dash camming, I don't think, but the video with the bad noise, the EIS as it's called, was switched off. But the demonstration in the noise video if you go back and have a look at that, was actually on. I mean, it's sort of, if you're walking around, you still get a bit of this sort of sensation, but it's not like the bloody the smartphone's shaking all over the place like this. You know, somebody said to me, "Why don't you just get a freaking iPhone or something?" Because there's guys out there that they just use iPhone. That's it for editing, the whole lot. You know. So I'm sure Samsung or something does. I like the Android myself. Never looked at anything Apple. Nothing against it. I just, you know, I've got Windows 7 here on my computers, and one's still got XP actually. But yeah, I just like the Android. I couldn't be bothered trying to swap over to something else, you know. So, and I just use Vegas Studio 15, I think it is, for editing. I think it costs $25 for the license, and I forget what a lot of guys must use Apple on YouTube, because I went through a stage where I was asking them what they use, and whatever it was Apple. But I think for the Windows thing, I think it was Filmora for memory. That was like $70, and you didn't really get to try it, and I can't remember. It might not have been a one-off payment. It might have been like $70 a year or something like that. And I thought, no, thanks, not at the moment. You know, so anyway, we'll just keep plugging along. You know, not many people are still watching the channel, but that's life. You know, since I started, I think one of the first videos was early last year. And if you look at the graph of all-time views, look, I have done a little bit of paid advertising. Yeah, that bumps your views up. But not getting many subscribers out of it, so it's probably a waste of time. You know, what do people want to see? I mean, you just don't know what people want to see. But yeah, like I say, the paid advertising is probably a waste of time. Bumps your views up, but yeah, it gives you no subs. I think I might have last time I did it, there was something like 20,000 impressions, and my budget's only $5. I'm not spending, you know, they want you to spend more, obviously. $5 a day, and you can easily just switch the whole advertising thing on and off easily, just with a little deactivate or enable or pause it or whatever they call it. Yeah, 20,000 plus impressions, and you know, there might have been 300-400 views, and if you're lucky, 2 subs. You know, if you're lucky, the 2 subs I got might have come from somewhere else. You know, you can't. I can't really find out where the subs come from. About the only comments I get are people trying to get you to sub back to them, or sex channels, or something like that. You know, you see your inbox light up, and you think, oh, someone's left a comment. And then you look at it, and it's like sex channel or something. Oh, God's sake, you know, you get enough of that crap on Facebook. Or Facebook, they like telling you that you've won money on Facebook, and on Twitter, it's the model. They look like models by the photos, and they say they're women. But I'm single, so if I feel like it, I'll just play along. No one's ever really asked me for money, so I don't know what they're playing, but I reckon they're not. They're probably in one of those, I won't say it, but probably a less deserving place than Australia, in Africa somewhere, one of those real lawless places, because I think they must use the translator, because you can just tell the English is not exactly perfect. But anyway, I I haven't engaged in any of them for a while, and plus I haven't had any requests. It's been good both ways. All right, that's enough. I'm out of here. This will the link. Yeah, you probably won't see this actual video for a while. I don't think it shows up on your actual on my actual page until it's fully processed, you know. And the way it's been going, it takes like at least 10 hours for processing. I don't know if it's a queue or what the story is, but the link, if you've got a link, you can still watch it, you know. But so the link, I'll put the link in the well, you what? There's no point doing that, because the time you see this, then you've already seen this, so you won't need a link to see this one. Does that make sense? Probably not. I'm sure I'll think about it. But anyway, thanks for watching, and yeah, make sure you watch the noise video, and I'd love to get some comments. You know, I'm no expert, especially with this Yi Lite. Any advice that anyone could give me would be great. None of the tutors actually, well, not that I know of, actually do, not that I've seen, camera reviews or techniques would be a popular video, I would have thought. They're probably on YouTube, but you know, you just get so overwhelmed. There's just too much information out there, you know, and every video is exactly what you don't want, you know. Like the problem with the Yi, Dr. Google, no good at all. Every other conceivable problem for an action camera on the planet is on there, but not what I want, you know. So, yeah. Anyway, thanks again, and appreciate your support. If you haven't done so already, give us a subscribe. I've got it written down here. Everyone says it. I mean, if I had 1 million, I probably wouldn't say it all the time. I'd be pretty relaxed, but every sub count and view counts at the moment. So, yeah, come in and join the fun and have a bit of a laugh. And I don't take myself too seriously. Yeah, so give us a sub, and next to the sub button is the little notification bell. Set the option to be notified straight away as soon as I upload something, so you can be right on top of what's happening. All right. Yeah, thanks again for watching, and we'll see you here.